Hello and welcome back to another Thoughts Per Episode Bleach 1000 Year Blood War Edition. Today we are going to be talking about episode 2, Peace from Shadows. Now, whereas last week we had this episode which was all set up and hey, get back into the world of Bleach because we're doing more Bleach things, I feel like this episode was when stuff really began to kick off, and it was a really fun episode. We got some more explanation about the realm of shadows that the Quincy's were hiding in this entire time. It's something I've never really dedicated a huge amount of thought to. I've always just kind of accepted it on the surface level, but the more I think about it, the more crazy it is that they've just kind of always been there for like 1,000 years in this inverted shadow dimension. And I really love how the anime portrays that dimension with kind of like the blues and the reds. It really gives it like this, there's a lot of ways you could do like an inverted shadow dimension kind of an aesthetic, but this feels quite unique. And I don't know if there was ever any like color pages in the manga depicting it as looking this way in terms of color. I wouldn't be surprised if there were, because this version of the anime is very, very faithful to the manga's actual color palette, hence Ichigo's yellow aura instead of blue in earlier episodes. But yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot. I think it is really fun and inventive seeing how the various captains came up with different ways to continue to fight the Quincy's without the use of their Bankai. I love the Hitsugai Rangaku combo of, using nouns, using Heineken and Hieronymo together to make more like deeply compacted ice, vacuum-packed ice, I believe the term was. And Hitsugai talking about the fact that since his Bankai is just a variation on his Shikai in terms of just more ice, colder ice, harder, sharper ice, the use of someone else to help emulate that without a Bankai is something that is available to him. And honestly, I feel like in Bleach, compared to other anime, there is not a lot of team up going on. Like sometimes people fight side by side, but you don't often see people use their powers together. So this was a really cool opportunity to do so, and it made me wish that Bleach took more opportunity to do so at other times. Meanwhile, you've got Soifon who's like, yeah, remember Shunko? I got Shunko, bitch. I don't need no Zanpakuto. Versus BG9. And then BG9's just like, lol, I copied that too. That's kind of unfortunate, but I was pretty hyped to see the return of Shunko. I kind of wish we got more of an extended fight sequence for that particular fight, because Shunko is a form of fighting style which we don't see a lot of in Bleach. Bleach is very weapon heavy, but Shunko is very hand-to-hand combat, so it would have been really cool to see something a la taijutsu in Naruto, that kind of thing. But oh well. And then we've got Mayuri, who used his brain and was just like, oh, I don't have a Bankai anymore, so I better use my brain instead. These people are coming from the shadows. I'll just make it so that there are no shadows. Fuck you. Although coming from a future where I know what Naklavar's powers are, I'm not really sure that would have helped him much if they actually did end up fighting, but they just kind of like faked each other out for the entire episode, so never mind. I know I've probably been saying this entire Thoughts On series, but I was just struck again while watching this, just how clean this anime looks. Like, maybe it's just because Bleach is such an old anime, and like it's got, from like 2004 or whatever, the earliest episodes, they kind of look a little bit dated by now. Not necessarily the animation style, but just like the actual quality of the visuals. But watching this again, I couldn't help but feel like, damn, it's so clean, it's so nice to look at, the lines are so sharp, the colours are so vibrant, it's everything I wanted out of this show. Also, there was a post-credits scene with Ichigo. Go pause the video and go back and watch it if you didn't know about it. And he's still walking down that hallway, and the, I guess, spiritual pressure or whatever is getting real heavy, and there's some kind of voiceover of some dude talking about how heavy the air is, and that the people who would name this would call it Irazu Sando. This was definitely not in the manga, but I think Ichigo's going to see the Soul King or some shit. I think there was some kind of allusion to the Soul King. I'm trying to find it in one of these frames. But yeah, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they're giving him some kind of a new power or giving him a new route to powers he gets later. Like trying to add something to the story to make it feel like it makes more sense, and that powers later on feel like less of an ass pull. But Ichigo of the manga should not be here right now. He should be on his way to help his comrades down the bottom. So this is curious. I'm still very curious to see where this leads. But if he's going to see the Soul King and the Soul King's gonna, like, give him some training or whatever, that would give the Soul King some more agency in the story that we don't really see, so up to this point. So yeah, one last thing I want to talk about in this episode is a soundtrack, because we got that. I don't know if it's another mix of On the Precipice of Defeat, but it shows up, I believe, twice. I believe it showed up last season as well. Could be a new mix of it again, but it could just be the same one that we saw last season. Also, they give Soifon the general Quincy shit's going down theme for when there's a Shinigami, there's a Quincy fight, but that was fun. But the thing I want to talk about is what can you see in their eyes? They brought that back, which I was not expecting, and at first I had mixed feelings, because I'm pretty sure they gave it to Basby. I'm pretty sure they're giving it to him as like, this dude's really powerful and we're going to give him this new version of what can you see in their eyes. And I have mixed feelings about it, because I've always associated that theme with Ichigo going batshit as a Vasto Lord for the first time, and only time now that I think about it. So I associate this music with like a specially heightened amount of animation effort and a protagonist thing and a hollow Ichigo thing, so I was a little bit iffy about it being given to Basby, but if they are going to give it to anyone who isn't Ichigo, I think Basby is a decent shot, because he pulls out Burner Finger 1 and it does some damage, and then he pulls out Burner Finger 2 and it does way more damage and hits a guy I can't deal with it, and fam, he's got more than 2 fingers, so he's a pretty strong dude. But I was just stoked to hear it again. I was like I was like straining to hear it over the sound of dialogue and sound effects. I was like, wait, no, everyone shut up. What can you see on their eyes is on. Oh, fuck. I love Bleach. Has anyone ever heard that from me before? I love Bleach so much. I'm so glad this is happening. I feel like last week, someone in my comments last week mentioned that last week's episode was boring, and I don't think it was boring, but it definitely wasn't as awesome as Bleach can be, and I feel like this episode is really where things are beginning to ramp up, and I'm feeling that. Oh, and one last detail I forgot to include, I just realised it as I was adding the visual component to this video. There is a shot of Ishida watching the battle unfold, and that man looks sexy. He's never really done anything for me, but the collar coming up over his cheeks a little bit, that's nice shot. Anyway, while I've still got you, just because this is, if you like Bleach, you might be interested in this. So I'm promoting, not my thing. This is Viz Media's thing, okay? I'm doing free promotion for them. They haven't asked me. They don't know I exist. There's a free Naruto one-shot that's just come out, and it's a lovely, delightful treat. It's like 50 to 60 pages long. I don't remember how much. You can read it for free on the official Shonen Jump manga app, and it came out today. I had a lovely time with it, and it was just unexpected, and it's like a little prequel, little one-shot thing, and it's great. It's about Minato and Kushina, and yeah, I know that us Bleach fans sometimes call Naruto fans Narutards, and Naruto fans sometimes call Bleach fans other names, but I don't remember. But it's 2023, and I think we've all realised that we're allowed to like more than one narrative at this point, so if you like Naruto, go check that out. Otherwise, I'll be back here next week, hopefully on the actual episode that the day is this time. I need to figure out which day it comes out. Is it Sundays? Saturdays? I don't know. But today's Monday, and I was late, and I apologise. I'm gonna suffer for it in view count, I think. But it's fine. I had lots of views last video, which I appreciated. Anyway, okay. That's enough talking from me. Get out of here. I'll see you next time.